Yo, I'm back with another video, man. It's been a long time. You know where I'm at? 15 miles. Okay? So now, I want to talk about something strange. You guys who are listening, who are watching this video, I need you to answer me like, what's the meaning of this? Okay? Many places where I've lived, okay, when we need to throw rubbish, we throw rubbish in an orderly way. We we hire someone to dig a pit and we start to throw rubbish there. You see what I mean? Now in 15 miles, it's been crazy. Like I told you, before I moved house, I stayed for 3 months at a farm down there called Talasha complex, and I moved away from there. In fact, I even took that landlord to the headman. He refused to go and see the headman because what he was doing at that farm to his tenants was wrong. You see what I mean? He was not responsive to the tenants' problems, and not only that, there were unmarried women there who were looking for husbands. And the moment you tell them, look, I'm not interested, they start to call you a Satanist. You see what I mean? There were all kinds of problems at that farm. You see? Now, I moved, right, to another place. But I'm also noticing that there's a problem. I tell you something. You know something? I really wanted to have a rubbish bin somewhere, rubbish pit. So I told the relative to the owner of the house, like, look, can you go out there and make a rubbish pit? You see what I mean? And what did he do? What did he do? He never went out there to make a rubbish pit. Instead, you know what he did? You know what he did? He took the money and ran away. Meaning he stole the money. You see what I mean? Now, I looked at the guy, I was like, how can this guy steal the money, Because I've interacted with him and the way he speaks like a normal person. You see what I mean? I've found it hard. So what I'm beginning to find is that he found himself in a place where he was standing in between a rock and a hard place, and he just didn't do anything but just kept the money until I was like, hey, 2 weeks has passed and you haven't done the work. I had someone else who did the work, and this is a pit that he dug. You see? Now, this pit was dug about a month ago, and I've noticed something. Every time I throw stuff, like I'm about to throw stuff, let me throw stuff. You see? I've thrown stuff there, and the other bag, you see, the blue bag, is my bag. You see what I mean? But it's kind of like no one really wants to throw stuff there. You get what I mean? And my neighbor, because the house I live in is semi-detached. So my neighbor told me, hey, no one has ever dug a pit at this house since she moved there. So I was like, but where do you throw the rubbish? They said they go somewhere far. And I was like, wait a minute. There's all this land. Can you see the land? There's all this land. You see what I mean? And this land is enough to have a rubbish bin dug. It gets filled up. You close it, dig another one. So I was like, you've never had a pit for rubbish here? That's weird. I couldn't understand that. And the moment I had someone to dig a rubbish pit, she even left. She shifted. You see what I mean? And I have also noticed that no one really uses this rubbish pit. I mean, my neighbors, like in the semi-detached house, they don't use it. So, can someone tell me what could be the reason why? You guys who watch my videos, sometimes I present questions to you, and these are weird things. You get what I'm saying? Because 15 miles is full of uneducated people. Sorry, I have to say this. A lot of people are uneducated. How do you know that people are uneducated? They cannot speak English. You see what I'm saying? That's why I call a lot of churches cults, because a cult is simply a place where people cannot get education. They just do things because they are told to do things that way. You understand what I mean? So you're going to find that people will not throw rubbish in a pit because they thought that maybe if they threw rubbish in that pit, they would be attacked by some sort of a spirit. I don't know what that is. Can someone please tell me on this in this video, on the chats? Please comment für mich. Etwas, ein Kommentar, wollen Sie? Ich brauche. I need some comment from you. No, I need you to tell me. What's the meaning of this? It's weird. This is one of the most weirdest things I have come across in any neighborhood where I have lived in Zambia. This is the most weirdest thing, where people cannot throw rubbish in a pit simply because they didn't dig it. You understand what I mean? They believe, I don't know what they believe, I don't know, whatever, because I find this unacceptable. I mean, look at that. You see that? That is rubbish thrown there. Now, look at this. There's rubbish here. And the rubbish bin is here. You see? You see that? So you find that my neighbors would rather throw rubbish there on the surface and burn it than throw it in the pit. You understand what I mean? I mean, what's the meaning of this? You know? People will tell you, yeah, they're Christians or what, but I don't think that's Christianity, that's cultism. You understand? Because cultism means you are taking the word of God and changing it to be something that you want, something that is in your mind, like you want things to be like this. You understand? That's cultism, you see? I mean, look, if a woman cannot find a husband, she has to work on herself. Maybe she has a bad attitude. You understand what I mean? Maybe she has little education. That's why I tell everyone, learn to use the internet. That's where the truth is. You understand? On the internet, if you find many people agreeing with you, then it means it's correct. If many people disagree with you, it means it's not correct. You see what I mean? But when people start just following cults and throwing rubbish on the surface, is basically not a good thing. Because how are you going to bury that surface? You see what I mean? But if you throw rubbish in one place, it's hygiene. It's hygienic for the community. It's hygienic for everyone. Now, uneducated people don't look at hygiene. They don't even understand hygiene. You understand what I'm saying? That's why each time there's a cholera pandemic, it wipes out a lot of people. You understand? Because there's just little understanding of what hygiene is. Where I was living before, at Intalasha Lodge, Intalasha Complex, the landlord failed to dig a rubbish bin for 10 families. You understand what I mean? 10 families, 10 people staying there. He failed. Each time he dug a rubbish bin, he dug it too close to the houses. In fact, he dug it in the children's playground. And I told him, we're going to have a cholera pandemic. And you know what happened? 2 weeks later, there was a cholera pandemic. The government announced that there was cholera in Zambia. You see what I mean? Now, how can you help these uneducated people? That's why I say, The only way is internet. People who didn't finish their school, they should finish their school through internet. I think that's going to be my campaign in Zambia now. Is education for all. Education for all. That's going to be my slogan. Because I totally agree. And you know what? That's why I love this government. I know I'm not supposed to talk about politics. But guys, this government has made basic education for free. And anyone who goes to school, okay, kids, they're going to school for free. That's very, very important, because that way they will not be enrolled in cults. They will not be part of cults where they modify Christianity and start to tell people, no, Christianity is like this, Christianity is like that. The Bible is clear. And in fact, good people don't necessarily belong to the Christian faith. There are good people in the Hindu faith. There are good people in the Muslim faith. There are good people in all these other faiths. So good people, okay, do good unto others. And bad people do bad unto others. So no one can say, because I go to church and I'm doing bad, then I'm a good person. No. Bad people do bad things, regardless of whether they go to church or they don't. You understand what I'm saying? This is a weird experience, guys. Please tell me, what is this? I want to understand it. Can I borrow salt from my neighbors? Like, I don't have salt at home. I can't in such neighborhoods. So if you're someone who's coming to live in 15 miles, you gotta know these things. You see what I mean? It's as bad as it is. You see what I mean? That is why education is so important. Education is important because even learning the Bible, understanding the Bible is education. That's why the Catholic Church created grade 1 to grade 12, to university, to PhD. That was all created by the Catholic Church because they knew that people perish when they don't have knowledge. Because that's what even all books of faith say. You need to have knowledge. You see what I mean? So guys, hit me with a comment down below. I want to know, okay? I'm out, guys. Take care. Bye.